Welcome to episode 550 this week in Goblin-headed Glennies.
And a 3, and a 2, and a... we are all over the place tonight.
We're everywhere but cancelled.
That's the actual start of the show. We are going right now. We are on. We're doing it.
In a show that is apparently on a deadline set by a man that keeps no deadlines.
Yeah. Look, I mean, I just have too much fun with you fellas. All right, is that a crime? Is that a fucking crime?
I wish I could say the same. Every second of this is a fucking chore for me.
Yeah, you literally have to move your finger, and you literally have to move your finger and click a button, and your pain in quotes can all end, mate.
Well,
you can
maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that and go get a nice cold glass of milk.
Do you mean the push button start in his car in the garage with the hose in it?
Right.
550.
550.
Fucking well done, fellas.
550.
Well, yeah. When I was actually changing the name of the podcast, the number on the track to that, I actually thought that in my head. I was like, did we do that in episode 180? We must have.
Sure.
We must have done the 180 thing, right?
Maybe.
It sounds like something you would do.
Yes. Well, I mean, you just fucking did it for 550.
Welcome to episode number 550.
Yeah, I said that already.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I fucking did.
Jay
Let's
did.
go.
And then I called you goblin-headed Glennie. Guess what the episode title's tonight, fellas?
Yeah.
I'm going to write that one. I think it's apparent. I've probably said it 6 times already.
GHG.
Got some good feedback, or I got some feedback on the podcast from a gentleman who's a luminary of the MI, actually in the MI.
Oh, so not a touch person, an MI person.
No, an MI person, and
right.
Just happened to be on the phone to my business partner the other day. He said, "Hey, had to listen to Glennie's podcast," and I could hear him on the phone. I was like, "Oh fuck, you didn't, did you? I told you not to." He's keep in mind this is
I put it on my Facebook every fucking day.
You know what though?
This is a sponsor of the Newcastle Knights.
Glennie is the middle-aged man version of the teenage girl going, "Oh, I'm so fat and ugly. I'm so fat and ugly." No, you're not. You're beautiful. You're gorgeous. He said, "Oh, don't listen to my pod. No, please don't listen to my podcast." Oh.
But everyone does. Everyone does.
Are you saying? Sorry. This is a sponsor of the Newcastle Knights.
A sponsor of the Newcastle Knights.
So these are the ones that shit. These are the ones that fucking welched on the TPA with
No, definitely not. They don't welch on anything. Gentleman has his own podcast, but he said, "Oh, listen to Glennie's podcast, and jeez, it's pretty good, isn't it? It's pretty good.
Production value is just supreme."
But look, it's probably a little bit too much swearing. He was being so diplomatic, and I'm like,
what fuck could he possibly fucking mean?
This cunt.
I don't know. Maybe
I wasn't going to call one of your business associates a cunt, Glennie.
He's a great man. He's a great man.
Maybe being associated with the Newcastle Knights, he just naturally veers towards mediocrity. So he would like a middle level of swearing.
Yes.
Maybe a middle level of swearing that thinks it might rise to a higher level of swearing, but everyone around it knows that it will never actually reach peak swearing.
Wow.
That's where he would feel comfortable.
And even though like the Newcastle Knights play like rugby league, like all the other clubs play rugby league, maybe like the swearing on the Knights one is like they're sure they swear, but it's like they talk about like wee-wees and things like that. It's like maybe it's just this absolute mid version of what swearing can be.
Or maybe
I'm sorry I brought it up.
If there was just one swear word, and that one swear word got all of the attention and all of the hype and all of the credit for the work that all the other swear words did, and on the episodes where we didn't use that swear word, the other swear words actually perform better.
And this is why I tell people not to listen, because you guys are fucking insufferable.
If he goes back to seconds, they'll be last.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
As well.
Thank you, sir. We love your support. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Is it time for C grade touch chat yet, or?
Yeah, Glenny, pray tell what's his podcast?
I'm not going to disclose that because I don't want him to get bombarded with.
I thought we could give him the golden
give him
rub.
a plug.
No, he doesn't need it,
Okay.
and I don't want the fucking twiltism fucking people to start bombarding him. He doesn't deserve that.
fair.
He doesn't deserve that.
He's definitely not ready for that.
No, he doesn't want that.
I
I don't want that for him. I don't want that for him either.
You don't want that for you.
No, but here we are.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. This week in C grade touch. We got anything?
Let's go. Touch.
Well, first game of the season. First game of the season on Saturday. Big Diesel. Off nudes, straight up.
Really?
There you go.
First game or first try of the first game?
Oh, no, first try for the season. Look, I don't want to be the guy that says it was the match sealing try in the clutch. But, you know, plenty of people have said it.
So what was the final scoreline?
5-2.
Okay. And your try was the fifth try?
Correct.
Yeah, that does qualify as sealing, I guess.
Exactly. And
you can't get credit for being like the match winning try.
No, that's true.
That's try 3. But try 5 is definitely a sealing try.
Got to tell you, I'm not sure about or how the Toowoomba Touch luminaries feel, because I'm not a Toowoomba Touch guy, if you know what I mean. I'm a bit of a ring-in. I'll be honest with you. I haven't lived in Toowoomba all that long comparatively. Haven't played much touch football. But when the big diesel goes over in the corner, the hill erupts. There's a lot of noise.
The Big Diesel is famous, probably the most famous player in Toowoomba Touch. Not C grade, Toowoomba Touch, period.
That is purposely inflammatory.
It's not purposely inflammatory, it's fucking factual, and I'll tell you why. You've got the touch people that obviously know Glennie and they like Glennie and everything like that, and they want to see him do well. But then outside of the touch world, you've got all these other people that know the stories of C grade touch and the big Ds. They're also supporting you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I cannot name a single fucking touch player. I'm a sports lover. I love sports. I follow too many fun. For the last 3 days, 4 days, still day 4, I have had sumo on for fucking 8 hours a day for the last
Jesus
4 days
Christ.
straight. And guess what? There's going to be another 11 days after that where the same fucking thing's going to happen. I love sports, and I cannot name a single I can tell you a 5th division, like 18-year-old fucking rookie sumo guy, and I couldn't tell you a single fucking guy ever to have played touch.
Who
Except for the
was
big
that Newcastle fullback? Was he? Remember there was that guy that played at fullback? Was that the last time Ponga was injured? He was an ex-touch player. Was that a sevens player?
No, he was ex-rugby. Yeah.
Yeah,
Rugby
okay.
seven.
There you go.
Lockie, is it Lockie Miller? Was that his name?
Close.
Lockie Miller that retreated over the try line.
Like being in terms of sports with like zero exposure, they're in the same ballpark. But yeah, no. Anyway, to wrap it up, you are the most famous touch player in the world right now.
I apologise.
Like
I apologise
know
to anyone who loves touch football for what Nathan is saying.
You're very sort of or shucks sort of like modest kind of guy. I'm telling you, you have to.
No one's ever said that before.
You have to take it. You are unquestionably the most undisputed, famous touch football player in the world right now, today, as we speak.
Like, if it wasn't for Drake and Diddy, you would be the number one result if people Googled the word touch
Eesh.
right now.
Yeah.
You always find a way to turn.
And look,
Unbelievable.
Okay, and so let's to take it further. Yeah, of course, someday your son's going to be more famous in the world of touch, but that's not. But today's not that day.
Although he's got to have
Right
his
now.
own. He's got to have his own Jack Cogger moment.
That's
Because
right.
even as he comes up, he'll be known as the son of D's.
Yeah, and he'll have to if he has a bad game, he'll have to field all the barbs. Like, oh, he's the caboose. Some shit like that, right?
That's true. Leo has copped a few little diesels. He's copped a few. Jackson has escaped it because he's got his own sort of reputation, and
he's also taller than you, so he can't really be the little D's when he's bigger than the big D's, right?
To be fair, that was photoshopped.
Yeah, of course it was.
Getting real sick of this fucking taller than dad chat.
There we go.
Anyway, way to end.
Self taller than him. Do you want me to do it for you, mate?
Why are you going to spoil the C grade touch chat with that shit?
Anyway, you scored the match stealing try. That's amazing. You got a win in your first game.
Sure did.
How many games across the entirety of the season?
Oh fuck, do I know? It goes for a few months. So
okay. So there's not like a number. You don't go and have it with a number in mind. Or we're going to do this many games to qualify for finals. Probably. All right. I'm sorry. Perhaps I ascribe too much professionalism to the C grade touch.
Oh, look, I'm sure there's probably people, in our team that would have that understanding. I'm not that guy.
Okay. You're just out there to fucking score meat pies. You're there to do a job. A
I'm there
simple
to eat
job
meat.
and do it well, Clem.
Yeah, probably prefer to eat them on the hill after the game.
Well, I mean, that's pies. Pies are for winners.
That is true.
Week 1, you earned yourself a pie.
Yep. Look, undefeated. No asterisks.
No asterisk. Not yet. Remind me how last season started.
Yeah, we started out all right. I think we won our first couple.
Okay.
And then we had a loss and a draw. We ended up with a draw in there early in the season too.
Right.
But very different team. A few new faces and everyone contributed, and plenty to build from.
All right. Very good. I'm glad to have the C grade touch tag back. Honestly,
I'm sure
you're
you're in a minority.
There's a couple of people up Toowoomba way that probably live for it as well.
Yeah.
Oath. Fucking oath. Righto, let's get into news.
Right. Very quickly. Oh, there's a story breaking this evening about someone, potentially a Queensland origin player in a Queensland-based club has been arrested or, interviewed with regards to rape. I was like to say,
there is a current police investigation due to the complaint of an individual which allegedly concerns a Queensland contracted league
Correct.
player.
And that's all we're going to say about it because
and the police were anonymously
prejudices fucking investigations, and there's a lot of people on Twitter saying a lot of dumb fucking shit, and pull your fucking heads in, you dumb cunts.
Do you know what?
Stop trying to get fucking likes.
This is the first time that I've seen that sort of response, though. Normally this is everyone said, oh, it's this, it's that, and then the fucking my mate this who works at the fucking Popo told me this, and blah 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 blah. This time I'm legitimately seeing people being like, yeah, shut the fuck up, no one knows.
Yeah,
which is good. Maybe the world's turning.
Nope.
Yeah, fucking unlikely.
Yeah. Right. Moving on to actual news. Last time we recorded, there was the pretend news. At the time we recorded, Fafita was set. So 1 week ago, Fafita was set to sign with Penrith.
Yeah, it was Penrith a week ago. Yeah.
That was the news. It was imminent. It was this. All of the murmurs were. The day after we recorded, which is good because we fucking didn't report anything because it was non-news. The day after, it was that Fafita has ditched the Panthers and he will sign with the Roosters. Yeah,
and pretty much has right. Like I mean, he's because I mean they had announced it and everything. It was all.
That's it. Today, the Gold Coast Titans come out and say they are thrilled that they have accepted his request to activate his player option for another 2 years.
Yep. So that means that he did not take the escape clause.
That's it.
That was built in the contract, and he's going to see it out.
Yeah. Did you see the Roosters statement?
Oh, it's great. Their statement was, I don't have it in front of me, so let me just paraphrase. No, you didn't break up with me. I broke up with you. I believe that was their statement.
Yes.
Fucking hilarious. It was hilarious last Thursday to see the mental gymnastics from the Panthers supporters who'd gone nuts at the prospect of getting Fafita, and to rationalise why he was actually shit and they didn't. I'm so glad they didn't get him. And then we saw the East fans go through the same emotional roller coaster today. And look, it's good. It's good for the Titans.
It is.
It's good for him outside of winning a comp or whatever. The guy plays rep football, and to earn $400,000 more or $350,000 more a season and living somewhere far cheaper to set himself up for what is, every rugby league career is, unless you're Captain Cuntox, every rugby league career is pretty fucking short.
Yep.
In the scheme of things.
Yep.
And I think that's the absolute best move for him now. And it's only 2 years. Look, I mean, he's going to still have plenty of time left on, after 2 years, and he can leave the Titans at that point, and he's not a cunt, and he's not,
And he will also remain their, inverted commas, best player, and face absolutely no scrutiny from inside the club about his poor performances. He'll just get to sit there and collect his money and do what he's done now.
His performances aren't that poor. I think that's a bit of a fucking myth, to be honest. I don't know where it's come from, but he is like he is like their best and most productive player, and lucky for them, because holy shit, with the fucking side they named this week, boy, do they fucking need him.
Ouch.
We'll get to that. That's not an insult. Well, I mean it is, but I mean it's true. It's the truth though. I don't know if you've seen the team lineups for this week, but let me tell you, don't even look it up if you don't know. I'll surprise you. I'll fuck you up with some truth when the time comes for that.
Oof.
What other news stories? I heard that that Brandon Wakeham has been picked up.
Yes, been arrested on suspicion of drug supply offences.
With like MDMA and cocaine or something, I believe it was.
Yeah, called that's the Cronulla 2-step, they call that.
Yeah, right. And can I tell you, fantastic. He was named on the extended bench this week. I was terrified that he might actually be ahead of some other players when it comes time for State of Origin replacing, and thank the Lord, we just cleared a spot. We just cleared a spot on the roster for someone else to come in. So what that means is it looks like Tony Mestrov, aka Big Nuts Mestrov, has learned well from Uncle Nick, and he too knows how to put a bag on someone perhaps that he needs out of the club.
Certainly.
But I heard, Glenn, and I don't know if you can confirm this, I heard that he's like really good mates or best mates with Alex Seyfarth.
Yeah, checks out.
Yeah. Cunts of a feather flock together, or so the saying goes.
He's been so angry the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's like that's not always. It hasn't always been that way, has it?
No,
He
always gets the red mist. That's always been the case.
Yeah.
Has been more pronounced the last couple of weeks.
Are we saying maybe dopamine deficiency level angry, or as if there was something that was previously there, giving him a good mood that he no longer has access to? Who knows? Who fucking knows? The other thing in not news, and he's actually come out and fucking said this.
Okay.
All the mail is around Wayne Bennett signing with Souths.
Yeah.
Bennett has come out and said, and I quote, "Look what happened with Fafita."
Yeah.
So
yeah, when I saw that announcement, I thought, you dumb motherfuckers, did you not remember what happened when East spilled the bag earlier when he signed with East back in the day?
Yep.
And then he just got the shits and went, nah. I would think that given that he has a relationship with the Rabbits, and I would expect that what has happened is that they probably asked him if it's okay to make, because surely no one's that stupid to do it without, getting the clearance from Team Bennett first. And he's just being Wayne.
Did Souths actually release it, or was it just sources?
I thought I saw it from Souths, but maybe I didn't.
So all he said is that there are things to be discussed, which says you can read between the lines. Well, yeah, I've agreed in principle. However, we're still
agreement but haven't signed.
That's it. We're still nutting out the finer details or the bullet points or whatever it is. back to the Roosters. Do you think this is as close to a fatal blow as they'll get as a magnet club?
I don't think it's. I don't think
Nah.
it's a fatal.
Well, just
blow.
who said no to them recently,
More than you'd think.
and what's going to happen to them in the next couple of years?
A friend of mine went crazy. His wife follows East, so today he went crazy on the timeline, just kicking the fuck out of East.
Yeah.
And bringing up like lists of players they've missed on and stuff. I mean, because like recently you've had Dane Gagai,
Yep.
not that long ago, turn them down.
Yep.
And
Sean Johnson, it's come to light.
I'm just trying to find it. He's like, yeah, Dave Fafita rejected them. And this is the Buddy Dawes, the lone wolf. Probably be seeing him at Magic Round, I'm sure. David Fafita rejected them. Dane Gagai rejected them. Matt Jorgensen rejected them. Thomas Flegler rejected them. Herbie Farnsworth rejected them. Talon May rejected them. Manu's leaving. Swali is leaving. They have no halves. They've just paid overs for a bench Penrith prop. They're paying $950,000 for a 60-minute hooker in 2025. Angus Crichton's playing out of his skin because he's off contract. And they have to pay a quickly fading captain $1.1 million a year until the end of 2025. The Sydney Roosters are fine. ... So,
And then add to that list. Apparently, they offered SJ $850 a season.
oh really? Yeah. When did that happen?
And last time he was up
Okay.
for renewal, and he turned them down as well.
Yeah. There you go.
Maybe you can't buy culture.
I don't think it's like a fatal anything. But look, it is funny. It is a funny string of losses. In that respect, where where ordinarily you would expect the Roosters just to sign whoever they want and everything to go through smoothly, and it's just the funny one about the Fafita one is the fact that like they themselves were convinced it was done,
yes,
and it was out there,
yes,
and then whether there's any truth to them withdrawing the offer last night because they sensed some hesitation or something. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
and
fans can shut the fuck up about backflipping now, though. That's for sure.
The NRL have issued indefinite ban notices to two Dragons fans, following alleged racial abuse of the two Rabbitohs, Cody Walker and Latrell Mitchell.
Good. That's the way it should be. And
if you're going to throw insults or if you're going to troll or whatever at either of those two at the moment, there is a laundry list of 1,000 fucking things you can get to that are far more poignant and would probably hurt far more.
Yeah.
Before you get to anything like that, it is the fucking dumb cunt insult.
It's the dumb cunt easy way. It's the first thing that comes to a dumb cunt's mind. That's it. That's literally all it is.
Fucking hell.
And I don't think this band's gonna it's not gonna even cause them a moment of reflection.
Nope.
At all, I don't think.
No.
But
there'll be something about the fucking Earth's flat, and
if you can get a bucket and tip two cunts out of the ocean of cunts that go to games.
Yep.
That's better than zero, I guess.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't think I don't think that they'll have any self-reflection. I don't think that people of their ilk will have any real moment of self-reflection, and they'll probably just think, well, that's I'm not going to get caught, or whatever. But look, that's pretty much all you can do, right? You can either do nothing, or you can try and ban the ones that you actually can identify and catch. And so they've done that, and it's something.
Where was the game? Was it Dragons ground?
That's an excellent question. I totally don't even remember. I can find out.
No, that's all right. I don't care that much. Let's go.
Okay, because we have to go through the games really quickly because I love chatting to you. It was a Jubilee, by the way. Yes,
there we
go.
Nice.
So
let's go.
Let's go through everything very, very quickly. First up, Dolphins 30 defeated the Seabs Eagles 24 at Suncorp Stadium. Rainy Thursday night. Absolute cunt for weather we've been having just in general in the eastern. Well, I don't know about Melbourne, but I mean like Sydney and Brisbane. I mean fucking shit weather for footy going lately. Disappointing loss. The Dolphins played pretty well. I mean, but the game came down to, it would have been a nice, fairly comfortable win to Manly, but for legitimately one moment of brilliance. I mean, because I'm not going to take anything away from Trey Fuller with the little chip and chase thing.
Yep.
I mean, shit's great to see when it comes off. But fuck me, there was 2 missed tackles from Toff Sipley in that period in the last 10 minutes before half time, and there was one from Corey Waddell that was equally as bad. And legitimately, three missed those 3 missed tackles resulted in 3 tries, and that's the entire fucking game. Now I've been told I've seen it like Sipley's out of the 17 this week, and I thought he's been dropped and like punished for direct correlation. But I think what the truth of the matter is I don't think that he was actually 100% anyway, and he had like a hip injury or something he was playing. So he was probably caught out from, not being able to, do his job because he was playing injured, which is, fucking ridiculous. Like, don't then, or, don't select the guy. But, they had some other injuries in there, obviously, as well. Like, and then that was the main part of it. I mean, they were close enough to get back into it, but by the end of the game, in that last sort of 10, 15 minutes when, it's all to play for, they had, a centre as a fullback, they had a fucking hooker as a centre, they had a lock as a fucking hooker, they had another second rower as a centre over the other side, and it's just far too much fucking out of position, ridiculous to mount anything in that last little scramble, unfortunately. But we had another. Tommy finds new and inventive ways to fucking destroy himself every time.
That was impressive, sweeping the leg of the cameraman.
Look, I'm not a photographer or a videographer of any fucking note. However, I believe there's something he got invented. I'm not sure what year Mr. Kodak invented it, but I'm pretty sure he invented something called a fucking zoom lens. Why the fuck do you have to be fucking 2 meters from the sideline when it's a cover defending situation? Cunts are getting barreled directly that direction. Can't step back. I hope his leg got broken. Now,
wow.
Jason Saab, the good thing is, though, the positive part of it is that none of the injury stuff is as bad as it felt on the night. Ultimately, it's not a severe injury for Tom, and I think he's looking at around 7 weeks. And when you look at our draw coming up and with State of Origin and everything like that...
It's not a severe injury for Tom. Fuck. He has just gaslit the fuck out of you for the past 5 seasons.
Would you say that Nathan Cleary has Would you say that Nathan Cleary has a severe injury right now?
Fucking oath he does. It's 2 months.
Because he's been out for almost all season.
Yeah, I know.
But the thing for Tom is he's only because of Origin and everything like that, and the fact we've got 2 buys over that period. He's only going to be missing 3 games that he would have been able to play anyway. So ultimately, not too bad. And Saab, they said that he was going to be, I don't know, like a couple of weeks. But as it turns out, there's nothing really too bad with him. So they're just going to give him a week off, and then it's just going to be pain management. There's no actual structural injury or anything like that. So it's not as bad as it seemed at fucking full time. Let me tell you, but disappointing. But look, as I said to some friends, if there's if a fucking secret Ranger soft-shelled crab can play 10 games and win a Dalian medal, then I mean, what the fuck is the son of a fucking Olympian father, Olympian mother, Tolu Kola going to do when he's given far more than 10 games to work? I think he's firming for Dalian winner 2024. I said it here. The more you put on, the more you get back. Actually, you don't get anything back. You're not allowed to bet anymore because of some cunt. But anyway. But yeah, look, I love Wayne is exactly the guy that Souths need, because like the Titans, personnel aside, and people come in, people come out. I mean, they just have a baseline because they're just coached in that Wayne Bennett style where they're actually they give themselves the opportunity to be in games for like pretty much the whole time.
Yeah.
And that's and especially in wet weather. I mean, it takes you a long way, that shit. Yep. Also, I think with the injury stuff as well. Like, I don't know if you saw, if you watched the game, but like when Gordy came on, that cunt is fucking great. I love him so much. Turned the entire game, and our forward started fucking hitting his lasers from fucking dummy half. He passes off the ground like a hooker's supposed to, and instantly win the fucking battle in the forwards. Just the only change is the guy throwing the passes dummy half. I mean, it was unfortunate he got fucking knocked out and had to spend that 15 minutes off, for the HIA or whatever, and came back at the end for like 2 minutes at the end. It was pretty much, almost over by the time he finally got back on the field. But fuck me, if they don't fucking give that cunt the 14, I don't want to see another fucking week of Carl. I know I'm going to.
I don't know why. Just throw him in. Give him the 9. Let him play big minutes.
Exactly. I mean, he's fit. And like, just when he came on, that first set that he came on, he's sending fucking lasers, putting them on their chest so they don't have to think about it either. The forwards can just do what they, just hit the ball hard and, like you want them to.
Yep.
And then we kicked the ball away at the end of the set. The first set in defense, he was involved in every single tackle in the set. Like, the cunt just fucking loves it and he wants it bad. And like, players like that who just fucking want it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't, like, you look at like Josh Schuster, for example. You can't manufacture players to fucking want it. I mean, they either do or they don't.
So just put him in the 9 and ride out a few games where he still finds his feet, or moments in games where he finds his feet, and just let him develop to be.
We have massive reshuffles of personnel at the moment. The fucking next 3 games before our bye, there's other guys that are playing busted and everything like that. We need a bye so fucking bad just to have a rest. Even if, like, you're not writing the games off, just fucking YOLO him into 9 and see what happens.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
I mean, you've still got Lawton there. Or put Lawton on for fucking 15, 20 minutes or something then to absorb the start of it. Put him on then. Don't wait until fucking 60 minutes into the game.
It does seem to be this thing where the rotation of... And look, I know that interchanges are a finite commodity, and fucking them up can fuck up an otherwise perfect game. But to your point there does seem to be this thing that if you have 2 hookers, you must run one of them for at least 30 minutes in the first half. That there's no other option for you.
Yeah.
And I think it's done to the club's detriment. But injuries aside, are you at all concerned with Manly's ability to close out close games this season? Because it's in stark contrast.
Yeah, because it's not like they're getting run down from like fitness or anything like that, which was like the case a couple of years ago. It's just mental. It's just certain players just need to do certain. The problem is they've been told by the attacking coach to basically that he doesn't want to like shackle them at all, like ever, and just to fucking go for it all the time. And I think I think maybe you should rethink that and actually say no. You can actually just because that's the best part. That's how they won the game against the Titans. That's how they got the lead back against the fucking Dolphins. It was by fucking kicking it in the corners, building pressure, wait for them to make the mistake, got a good attacking position, score.
Yeah, 100%.
It's really fucking simple. And so I think that should be something more that they should do. But also it's also just like it's just a mental thing as well. It's like if they were getting physically fucking battered and just couldn't keep up at the end of games, that would be one thing. But I mean, that's fitness is not a problem this year, and it's just all mental, and that's something that you can fix pretty easily, I think. And I would imagine that that's something that gets better as the season goes. Although I'd rather it be fixed.
Beautiful. Terry, he said, to quote Shakespeare, "A feather to the brow is as a hammer blow to the head of a turbo." There we are, Stephen. He hasn't been around long enough to match the record, but if he stays in the game, Jason Saab will surely achieve a Reynolds-like status in the biscuiting department. That is true. He is starting to. How many games was he back for, Saab?
Couple,
yeah.
3, maybe?
That's it. Tim, let's hope Nate doesn't leave any Gordon Chan Kumtong in his sponge roll. We're a bit light on with the sponge roll comments this game.
If we had won this game, I was going to go down to the Dolphins thing. I was going to do a video walking to the Dolphins thing.
With
and get a sponge roll, and nice. Fuck it, and then send it to Tim McIntyre.
Aaron, fucking hell! Have you seen Facebook's now starting to like competitively rank people?
Oh, I've seen things like top contributor or common.
No, Aaron Ma is now a level 2 contributor.
Oh, there's levels to that shit now.
We're not fucking Scientology. Zuck.
He would have to be one of the highest level contributors, though, right?
Well, it is obviously then about quantity, not quality.
No, but
exactly.
I mean, so does that mean level 2 is the highest, level 3 is the highest, or?
Well, no. Levi is a level 1 contributor.
Yeah, but that's probably fair. I mean, like he's less so than Aaron would be.
No.
Well, he's level 1 and Aaron's level 2.
Yeah.
Yes, that's fair. Like, I mean, like I think that Levi isn't as much.
Well, level 1. This badge
assume
is
like level-
awarded to members who earn 200 points, and level
Okay.
2 is... Oh, no, level 2 is 1,000 points. You're right. So
Yeah.
why does the level 2 icon have a smaller star than level 1? This is fucked.
You need to take that shit up with Zuckerberg.
Fucking fuckerberg. Aaron Maher said, thank goodness for Manly. This game was played on Thursday and it was cloudy. Going by the photos on Saturday night of rainbows in the sky, it would have freaked them the fuck out.
Yeah. What was that fucking
'Cause they're all
22?
No, it's because they're all fucking religious nutjobs. Anthony, Siebes may make Manly a competent top 8 side, but we have a limited window with DCE and they will not win a premiership with Siebes at the helm.
Who was that comment?
Anthony said,
Anthony, Anthony, I got to tell you that
Bin
Siebes has created an environment in the club, and it's something I cannot fucking talk about. But there's something that hopefully is going to come out, and if it does, it'll bring a tear to your eye like it brought a tear to mine when I heard it. So stay fucking tuned, and don't you worry. Daly's window is very much in the forefront of people's minds.
that was a lot of words to say, not much.
I can't say shit. I can't say fucking anything about it.
Well,
But,
that would have
as I
fucking
say-
probably would have been better if you didn't.
No, as I say, as a Manly fan, just stay tuned. As soon as I get the green light, I'll say it.
Like,
You'll hear
why are
it here
you
first.
operating on a fucking red light, green light from the person I know that's giving you the red light, green light? Fuck
You
that
don't know
guy.
the person. You
Yeah,
never know
dude.
the person.
He's a
I know.
fucking cock.
It's not that person.
Well,
Look, you've changed. The Nate I know would never have fucking been a yes
Yeah.
man to anyone
Hey.
from big rugby league.
I don't burn sauces because I like getting the good stuff.
Oh god, there we go. Okay, previews.
Previews. Okay, cool. Let's.
what fucking what? We've done one game.
We've done one fucking game. We've done.
There you go. What else you want to know?
Panthers 16, Dogs 10. I didn't watch this game. I was coming home. So what happened? I was out on Friday night. What happened? I didn't watch any of the games. Easy win to Penrith.
Yeah, look, it was. It looks closer than it was on the scoreboard.
Was it, Glennie?
Oh, I felt like Panthers were always in control.
Losing Cleary just before the half was not optimal. You know, it's one of those occasions where you'd almost rather go into a game without your first choice half than lose them halfway through and have the shuffle that ensues. But
AKA the Broncos shuffle.
that's it. And taking into account, you know, Carraz scored a try in the 79th minute.
Yeah, okay.
You know,
I heard a theory.
Yeah.
And you can tell me if you believe this theory or if it holds water. Like Cleary was out, and then he was rest again. Oh look, we just want to be on the safe side.
Yep.
And then they throw him into this game. Did they throw him into this game because it was a personal game for Cleary to beat Cam Serraldo, or to absolutely not lose under any circumstances to Cameron Serraldo? And as such, he's fucking thrown Nathan in when he potentially wasn't 100%, and it's
No.
fucking backfired now.
I
Fuck
think
last
that's a
next 2
stretch,
months.
Nathan.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's just that I didn't make this up. I heard people talking. That's all. I'm just bringing.
When you say
to the table,
heard people, are these?
Hmm.
Did you mean you read people on social media suggesting it?
yes, yes.
So I also saw some people talking about 5G and how there's a giant ice wall around the southern hemisphere. I see all of that stuff on social media.
Yeah, I'm starting to believe that maybe they might be right because there's something to this Cleary theory. Go.
Nathan's sitting out in the forest with his fucking crank generator. How'd you get started? Fucking Nathan Cleary. No, not at all. I don't think that holds any water at all. You know, the Panthers had Serraldo go with their blessing, though. That's, I think, the benefit.
Yeah, but it's like
You just
like I wish you the
debunked.
best,
You just debunked the Cleary theory. Again.
Yeah, look, and by no means, it was obviously important to them to win, but there was not because of any sort of bad blood, or not because of any under no circumstances does that guy come back and beat us. And he didn't leave and then take a bunch of players unceremoniously. Everyone that's left the club since the start of the dynasty has left with the blessing. It's if you help us get 1 ring, let alone 2, let alone 3, wherever you go, you have our complete blessing. You are a Panther for life. Fucking all the best. We will still play hard against you when you come, but there's none of that. There would be absolutely none of that. And then on top of that, it was a hamstring injury. And hamstrings have one of the highest instances of repeat injury of any of the soft tissue injuries. So they're just susceptible, especially with the movements of a kicker. That person that's putting extra strain on them every set, hamstrings go. So no, I don't think there is anything to that. Again, it's one of the skills of this Penrith side that they can go in, lose their first choice halfway through a game, reshuffle everything, and readjust not only their game plan on the field, but also their expectations for themselves and what they're comfortable with.
And also, it's good they're playing against the doggies too, so they didn't really have to worry about losing at any stage, ever.
But they're that team where they go, well, okay, now, if our attack is suffering, because it will suffer, then we're up 16 points to 4. We will just win this game on defense.
Yep.
And that's essentially what they went out and did.
Yep. Okay, you got socials for that one?
Oh, do we? I don't know. Hang on.
It's like it's a new thing we just brought in for this week.
Yeah. It's like how we do review one game and then go straight to previews. So good.
There we go.
This guy's it's Jay's first ever
maybe
episode.
You got ChatGPT to write his fucking running sheet for tonight.
I fucking should, hey. I should. Sam Hughes played great, as did Critter. Maybe his best game as a doggy. Having a good footy team is the best and only good thing to ever happen in Penrith, so I'll let it slide.
What about the fucking cable ski park?
Ouch, yeah.
I hope people like that shit.
You don't like pokies, motherfucker?
Yeah, a succulent Chinese meal at the World of Entertainment.
Matthew, this game was never about Penrith. It was all about the Dogs and the matchup of the defensive systems. Both systems nullified each other for a long time, but too many missed tackles for the Dogs. Clearly obvious difference in the first half. Second half, mature performance by Panthers to steer the ship as premiers do. Some good decision making from Luai. Dogs shown up for not handling situation better. That is a very accurate description. Tim, Cleary had a good run for 3 or 4 years, well on his way to becoming the next Adam Reynolds. Well, fuck. Jesus Christ.
Right. You done?
I'm just trying to think of how Nathan Cleary could invent ways to be absolutely dominated and fucked by Nathan Cleary to become the new Adam Reynolds.
I'm sure it's in a WhatsApp somewhere. Just waiting to get leaked.
Let's go.
Broncos 30 defeat the Eels 14, Combank Stadium. Glennie.
I was impressed with Blaze Talangi for Para. He's it's a bit like Trey Fuller. Like he has some not so polished moments here and there, but Talangi might just be the death of Gutho at Para.
No way, he's going. He actually rejected their overtures to re-sign him, and he's going to test the open market.
Only to re-sign with Para for more money.
So only to sign with the Dragons is what I'm hearing.
Oh wow,
yeah,
that's disappointing.
Yeah.
Because when you look at what he did and what he brings to the table as far as his speed and footwork, you compare that to Gutho, who's a competitor, but you know the footwork to beat Mam to score his first try.
Yeah.
And like I say, inexperience and youthful exuberance, he had a couple of moments that, as he develops and gains more experience, he's probably going to, whittle those out of his game. But I just think they're a better side with him at 1 than Gutho, despite Gutho's experience. It's not just shitting on Gutho for the sake of it either. I legit think he's a better option.
I also like that he doesn't shirk the hard work. there was not a time in that game where he didn't like contest a bomb hard when there were Broncos players coming in, and they gave him some fucking contests.
Yeah, he got the business a few times. Yeah,
Yeah, you know, there were very few like easy. Oh well, I'll just take this one and sit down and start running,
or let it fucking bounce.
And at his size, yeah, fuck me, at his size, to really be fine to get in and mix it, that says a lot about him as a football player.
For Brisbane, I thought Walsh, again, he had a mixed bag, but Ezra Mam just continues to take his game to another level, and I think a lot of that is the influence of Reynolds both on and off the field, but he's obviously putting in the work. He's an integral part of what the Broncos are doing. I thought, he's, as I say, he's taking his game to another level this year, and just his game lends itself to a steadier state of consistency than Walsh's, which makes him, overall a far more valuable asset.
And well, yeah, but also he makes Walsh a more valuable asset.
Exactly.
Because Reece Walsh on his own, that's that fucking, net zero outcome to the club. But if he has man there just steadying the ship, putting him in, and how many times have we seen that try where man makes a break somewhere through the middle of the field, lazy defence or lazy marker defence, and it's just Reece Walsh backing up, pass off, and Walsh is away. That is such a good two-man game, and we will see that so many more times while they're still at the Broncos. But yeah, you're right, Glennie. Mam's been working on his craft and improving his game.
Yeah, I think Walsh leans on the fact that he's a phenomenal athlete.
Yep.
Mam is a phenomenal footballer. I think that's the difference.
Yeah, 100%.
And the Brisbane Broncos, welcome to the jet ski experience. in all its full and rich delights. I think he knocked the ball on twice that I saw, and maybe gave up a penalty as well for a high tackle, I think. So enjoy. Enjoy it.
Lachlan, if I'm Kevy, I can't wait for Walsh to get into Queensland camp with Billy for some much-needed mentoring. It's certainly not a talent issue, just needs to learn to pick his moments. It's not wrong. Adam, all the stats, most of the ball, and the L's take another successful L. Daniel, what Mam did should be considered a shepherd. He changed his line to get in the way of Simonson and then slowed down. Thoughts on obstructing a chaser?
I don't really even recall that. We'll say the Eels were in this game until the same thing has happened to them all season. Like they're like the worst team in the competition for like the last 30 minutes of a game.
Yep.
That's where all of the fucking bad shit happens to them.
Yep.
And there's a lot of games that they're in or ahead at the 50-minute mark that they lost badly. Probably the last one against Manly as well. They lost that 13 plus, and they're probably ahead at that point. That's when the Broncos pulled away too. I mean, it was a game up until that point as well. So
there you go. Next game.
Just on that Mam run, I think he's entitled to put himself in a position to support the player with the ball. And I think, whether there was a bit of gamesmanship in it, and he certainly checked Simonson's run, but I'd to see that pulled back, I'd be pretty disappointed.
That's never been been called a shepherd in the history of the game though, like a guy that's running in support. Yeah. The break is made and the line is broken and there's no decoys or anything like that getting in anyone's ways.
Yeah. But, agreed. Yeah. I'd be disappointed if that was pulled back and it was my team, but my team doesn't make breaks.
Yeah. Speaking of your team, Knights 20, Tigers 14 at Tamworth. Talk me through it.
Did you see the reports out of Tamworth that they've gone back to the NRL and said, look, we'd still really like to be involved and we'd like to have some games here, but can it please not be the Tigers? So this will be the last time the Tigers take a game to Tamworth. But Tamworth have now gone to the NRL and said, no, we actually are interested. Just give us someone else. Them. Yeah.
I don't blame Tamworth and I don't blame the Tigers. Tamworth is a shithole. And
Where
the
do
Tigers,
do the Tigers take games anywhere else?
the toilet every week.
No, like you've got your own. I mean, like you've got your own grounds. You know, a couple of grounds you sort of move between. But I mean, like as far as like
Tamworth, Tamworth's only.
Because I saw Manly like Manly the Mudgee contract was up last year, and then they said that's it, we're not doing it anymore. And the Broncos one, that's been a 10-year contract. We've been going up there since 2005.
Yep.
You know, feel like it was just like a Broncos game, and then it was like a double header for a little while there. Then Magic Round happened, and that expires this year. And they said we're not doing it again. And that's another, you know, like they've finally realised that, hey, we don't need the money, and 2 more home games, like 4 competition points, could be the difference between fucking finals and not finals.
Yeah.
So let's stop fucking, especially like a Brisbane home game, you know, having a home game in Brisbane against Brisbane. I mean, the Broncos already have more home games than any other fucking side because, I mean, you know, they're playing the Dolphins there, and you know, like it's their home game or it's the Dolphins' home game, but come on, it's at your ground. So yeah, why give those cunts
and Magic Round,
and why
and
give yourself why give yourself a fucking, you know? So
Bradman Best gave Brent Naden a hospital-grade bath.
The business, as they say.
The business.
Like pure fucking icicle, wasn't it?
Oh,
fuck. Hell.
It was embarrassing. Dishonourable mentions to both Jaden Sullivan and Charlie Staines.
Charlie Staines.
That decision to make the tackle on Marju and leave Best unmarked outside.
And not shut the play down.
Yeah.
Doing that, commit everything to it, and not actually shut anyone down,
and not go close. Like made even the commentary team, you know, saying that Marju's hardly Arthur Beetson. He's not the world-renowned ball player, but Charlie Staines made him look like a genius.
Yeah.
Absolutely fucking horrible. Every time Bradman
watch, I was like, I actually saw Noffa's fucking spirit. It was like on Ghostbusters. I saw his spirit fucking come in and just and enter fucking Charlie Staines via the anus.
He sat behind Charlie Staines making pottery on the field.
Beautiful. Just for Newcastle, I really struggle to think of a player that's taken their opportunity in first grade to the degree that Armstrong has with Ponga out.
It's so disappointing. It's so disappointing for him too, because he's never ever usurping a $1.4 million.
No, of course not. Of course not. But for a guy that has played a bit of Q Cup and, you know, come out of Warwick to get a shot and to play the way that he is, not only running the ball but some of his ball play, has a fair old crack under the high ball for a guy that's pretty, you know, slightly built. But his speed is a real asset to Newcastle, and but you know, the story for me was Bradman Best. I don't know that he had a touch of the ball where he wasn't threatening or didn't do something spectacular. So
But
good signs for Origin.
Back to those days where we had, you know, dominant centres in at least half clubs. You know, guys that knew their position. They were the right mix of fast and strong, and could defend one-on-one as well. He is a little bit of a throwback.
Good signs for Origin for New South Wales.
Yeah, amongst the bad signs of literally every other cunt being injured, you mean?
Look, I'm trying to Dairy Queen it over here.
I know we take the piss, right? But the last time Kalen Ponga was in that night side, they went down 36-12 to the Dogs.
Yes.
Right? Then, from there... And
3 in a row.
Well, it's not like they've been playing teams that are shit either. They won against the Dolphins, who have gone on to have, you know, comprehensive wins against other sides. They kicked the shit out of the Warriors, who admittedly are on a slide. And then, you know, over the Tigers, who are a powerhouse of the NRL.
Thank you.
So, you know,
I don't know why you're gilding things for the benefit of the Newcastle Knights of all teams.
Maybe.
Sounds like credit.
What I'm saying, guys, maybe if we do that idea of just dropping one swear word out of the show entirely, we will instantly, you know, fucking triple the listenership and quit our day jobs and
Become a 10 times better podcast.
that's it.
Or we could drop one host, whatever.
Ouch, Glenny.
Are you volunteering or are you fucking? Because I know you don't know how to edit this cunt. So I know. So it feels like by process of elimination, it feels like you're actually attacking someone, Glenny, which is not very nice.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, there's 3 people. I can say something vague, and it could be any of the 2 of them, unless. Is there any socials regarding this night's game?
I don't know what's more offensive: the fact that I suggested the show might do without him, or that I, essentially called him the Kalen Ponga of the podcast.
They're both hurtful, but I mean, one of them's just outright fucking offensive, almost legally actionable. In fact,
And
offensive.
Really, like,
Surely there's some commission. The United Nations got some commission around saying stuff like that about people.
There's going to be fucking protests at universities about that one, Glenn.
Yeah,
It's going to
exactly.
be encampments.
It's still more accurate than suggesting I couldn't edit this podcast. Fuck me, Dad, please. How hard could it
From
be?
the river to the sea. Stepdad.
From the window to the walls.
Podcast will be. From the river to the walls.
Oh, God. Isaac, 3 in a row. Loving wet weather footy. Daniel, Knights love it in the wet. 3 in a row. Ugly wins, but they're all worth 2 points.
That's it.
Matt,
They'll count.
best dominating Naden. Benji hopefully won't let him back on the bus to Sydney. Daniel, how Papali'i didn't get sent to the bin for the trip on Thompson 5 metres out with the line open is beyond me. What do you reckon?
That's a
on that
send
one,
off.
fellas?
That's a send off in 1988.
That's a send off, and probably 10 weeks
Yeah.
at the back end of it.
Yep.
Yeah, we've spoken about how weirdly numbed or nerfed the whole stuff around tripping has become over the last couple of years. 2017 or whatever, they brought in the fine system. I mean, it was like there was a time when we were growing up watching footy. Tripping was the worst fucking thing you could. It was the worst.
It was a dog shot.
It was worse than a head high tackle. It was
Yep.
like, I mean, obviously there were degrees of head high tackles and stuff like that, but it had to be a really fucking bad head high tackle to get sent straight up or binned, and tripping you were always binned minimum.
Yeah.
And if the guy happened to fall in a much more spectacular manner or whatever, you could go for it.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like $1,500 a penalty maybe.
Is that because of all of those, I guess, pseudo trips where they sort of don't really try and trip, they just sort of leave their leg out when they
but even back then that'd still get you.
I know.
You did that, you still got. So I don't know.
Anyway.
I don't know, but yeah, it is weird, and in a situation like that as well, where it's almost like a try scoring maneuver, like it's still a penalty offence, so it is still like it is still foul
So
play.
it's a penalty. It's a penalty in the act of scoring a try.
Yeah, or it's a penalty, or you could say that if this person did not they had been beaten in terms of the defensive decision they made. So the only thing to stop this person from strolling over was the fact that they were tripped over. Ergo, penalty try. I mean, it was foul play. Yeah, I don't know.
There you go. Anyhow. Oh, well, who cares? Next game.
Who are we? We're just fucking mug punters. Where am I? The Dragons defeated the Rabbitohs 28 points to 14 at Jubilee Stadium via the power of racism. I'm told. By the New South Wales police and whoever was responsible for the decision to ban the entire crowd.
Do you reckon South could have the first coach and the first assistant or interim coach sacked in the same year?
They never sack an assistant. They're just going to have to eat it.
That's it.
Eat it and wait for Wayne to come and fix it.
Yep.
Nah. Fuck Ben Hornby.
What did he do to you?
Jesus.
Played for the Dragons.
Yeah, but so did a lot of people.
Fuck them all.
The Dragons.
And all their fans. The
Some
entire
of them
club.
just following orders, Glenny.
Yeah, I guess that didn't help him at Nuremberg either, though.
No.
Fucking
Look,
Zach
I think that...
Lomax. What a loss he's going to be.
It's a
Yeah.
meeting.
He's going to leave a real Noffa-sized hole in that wing.
The Dragons, I thought just were probably the more settled of the two teams as the game wore on. It was a pretty scrappy first half, and South, to their credit, come out in the second half, put on a couple of tries, but Dragons rallied and just settled themselves down, got back into the game, and I thought Ben Hunt was busy, had some great moments. Lomax had his as well, but in the end, I think it probably come down to Ben Hunt's influence on the game and the Rabbitohs just not being the same side that we've come to expect over the last several years.
Yeah, I would say it had something to do with the Rabbitohs' 15 errors and 4 penalties, completing at 63%.
Yeah.
Or 66%, I should say. The effort in that team in those little areas, and the glaring example of it was that the Taylor May try from the tap that Penrith scored against them last week, when the entire side could not be fucked to run hard back to stop Dill going out with a quick tap. Rugby league is a fucking hard game. You are out there smashing your body against other elite athletes for 80 minutes with almost no respite. And if you don't have the mental fortitude to get in and do all of those little extra things over the course of a game, you are not going to be competitive. And at the moment, that entire Rabbit side really looked like...
fucked.
Yeah, that's it. And I'm not saying that that's a conscious decision. I'm not saying that there are any prima donnas there that are...
The thing is, they come because of they're obviously in the bin right now.
Yep.
And so what happens is they usually come out in the first sort of 15 minutes or so, and if things go okay, they're really good and they're up.
Yep.
But then it only takes like bam like a couple of things back to back.
Yeah.
And then that puts them back and then that's it.
Yep.
They're gone.
Yeah.
And at the moment, it's just a matter of like how long do they stay in that up mode before they're mentally taken out of the game again, which is very easy to do.
Correct.
A couple of tries and you're pretty much there.
Well, not even that. It's just you can have a force an error or two, and they seem to go to water at the moment. There is a very low threshold for them for getting shook out of their game plan, and they don't have that old calm head, and probably haven't since Reynolds left.
Yeah.
Of somebody to just go, well, okay, no matter how the rest of you are feeling, all you have to do now is tackle hard. Because I'm just going to start our sets off where we need to start them, and I'm going to direct us around, and I'm going to find grass on a couple of kicks. And so, worst case scenario, there are not going to be any attacking threats, because I'll control the territory.
Yep.
They're missing it fucking desperately. Anything else you want to say on that one, Glennie?
No, that's it for me.
There you go. Matthew... he said, kick to the in goal. Mitchell absolutely fucking nowhere. I would get rid of him if I was South and use the cap space to get some players in who can work and try. Oof, that's a pretty damning fucking assessment. Lando, this was a win to be expected by a team higher on the ladder than last. Dragons may not beat teams that are obviously better than them, but they will beat shit teams like Souths and Manly and the Tigers. Ouch.
You had your 50 put on you. Motherfucker, you don't get to speak again for the season. You guys are out of contention. I don't make the rules.
Nice.
I just enforce them.
Devon Head, something. Great win from the Dargans. That's good. Philip, up the mighty Dargans. Lots of Dargans comments.
Yeah. It was the flavour of the week, that one. I mean, it was, well done to everyone who got on board the Dargans in positions of media and whatever.
That's it.
Took the little trolls and made them real for a week.
Nice. Let's go. Next game.
The Sharks 25 defeated the Storms 18. Who wants to go on that one first?
Yeah, I thought it was.
Could we just discuss the kick? Fuck the rest of this game. Let's discuss the kick.
Yeah, it's a pretty sad indictment on the game.
It was the. I mean, there has been some soft ones. Like not mentioning any names. But let's mention an occupation, scaffolder. But this was the worst. This was the worst one. I mean, it was in the same fucking ballpark, family, whatever. Harry Grant, A, barely made contact. B, wasn't looking. He was looking. He instantly turned to see where'd the kick go.
Yeah.
Like, barely brushed it. Absolute fucking joke of and rightfully so. It was, he didn't end up having to, even get a fine or anything. Like they threw it out, which is the correct result. But at the time, pretty significant fucking piece of action.
Yeah.
The main thing about this game, though, you got to remember, is like it was the most underrated player on the Storm side being out, and the most overrated player in the Sharks being out.
Ouch.
That was the battle.
There you go.
And so when you put it in a mathematical formula like that, I mean, the result was a foregone conclusion, right?
I tried to think back on that tackle. Was there anything else in the, like, it wasn't particularly spicy at that point? There hadn't been any other.
No. No.
Yeah,
it was fucking weird.
He didn't even make a play at the kick. I understand if you go in and you try a charge down and you get it wrong. So a charge down is a high risk, high reward.
Yep.
Yeah. And if you get that wrong or your technique's not good and you make contact with the leg, Harry Grant literally ran past him.
He was putting pressure on. He wasn't trying to... He was putting pressure on, and he pulled out really fucking early.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that the leg was left up there like he was Billy fucking Elliot.
He's tapped a foot.
For like 16 seconds, and he's brushed it as he's gone past while looking downfield to see where the kick went.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
The rules are in place.
And this in defending like the Storms. I fucking hate it. But it's
the rules in place to protect kickers.
Well, the rules in place after Lachlan Ilias got his leg snapped. Let's be real.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, sorry, this new interpretation of it.
Exactly. And we went through a similar thing with, contact to the head in COVID time, Magic Round or whatever it was. And we got to a ridiculous point where, guys were...
6 send-offs ago, 6 bins.
Yeah, we were getting, guys were basically sneezing in the direction of the opposition player's head and getting 10 in the bin. And, I think we're at a similar point with this rule, and we'll probably have to write it out. But decisions like that could, potentially influence the result of games. And we've gone too far with a rule that, the correct interpretation of the rule and the intent of the rule to protect players I'm completely on board with. But again, the referees and the bunker and the NRL hierarchy as a whole just go too far, and all discretion and dare I say common sense goes out the window, because there is no one that could look at that and say that it was aggressive, that there was intent. There has to be...
He was not careless or reckless in any way.
No.
And the worst thing is when the bunkers, like, it's not like a spur of the moment thing. Like, they got time to look at that shit.
Yeah.
And apply, their depth of knowledge and context and the rules and everything to that.
Yeah.
And
again,
come up with it.
I'm the last guy that's going to defend Melbourne or any of their players, but that had an impact on the result, and it's not right.
It's only round 10. Big as fuck.
Grover,
get him back next time.
Grover said that awesome top of the table game was destroyed by some ref fuckery, taken away from the players on the field, and their talent is at a ref's fault call. Damn right. Josh, now this is an interesting comment, and I hope it doesn't go this way, but Josh said, I guess every team has the blueprint now. Perform a kick at extremely short notice directly in front of your opposition's most dangerous player. Force a send-off. It's really that simple. I can absolutely see teams having a 3-man advantage because they adapt their kicking game.
Yeah, it won't come to that. I mean, that's an exaggerated take on it. But yeah, look, I definitely think if I'm the kicker for my side, or I'm one of the kickers for my side, now when I put up a kick, my follow through, I'll hop around on one leg for as long as I fucking can.
That's it.
And keep my leg up and try and get some contact in there.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like it's going to get to a point where it's like Curry and Harden in the NBA trying to get foul calls on 3-point shots.
Fucking
kicking their
big
same
pumpkin-headed cunt.
But kicking legs out, or it's it's and I guess that's been the case.
And let's be real, right? There is a fucking precedent for this in our game. The minute they went, hey, here's this new thing, it's called a crusher tackle, and we're going to start penalising it.
Mhm.
I've never seen so many guys with hurt necks before in my entire fucking life. The minute there was any pressure, and then lo and behold, to coin a fucking favourite shunter phrase of mine, when the refs administered fucking first aid by whistle, they were all fucking fixed again.
Yep.
So absolutely, there will be teams out there now trying to game this in any way they can.
Parramatta is the team I'm especially looking at this early juncture. Where are we? The Roosters 38 defeated the Warriors 18, Valiant Stadium, and 22-0 at halftime. Roosters got their fuck on, and the scaffolders took another fucking blow to the head.
Nathan,
feed of seafood.
I would suggest that the boards have fallen off the scaffold and the locks have come off the wheels on the scaffold, and the whole thing's just fucking careening out of control down a hill.
Just a pile of scrap metal.
Or it's like those fucking Indian ones you see on TikTok where it's all made out of fucking bamboo and wood.
I thought, the Roosters...
Chili buns out for the season.
That's
the Warriors.
The Roosters took advantage of the Warriors' deficiencies and got on a roll very early on and didn't really let up. But the big story for me is the Warriors have fallen badly and they can't get up.
Into the bottom four at this point.
Yeah.
And with no real signs of abating.
No.
There's been nothing to recommend them. Their best bit of football over the last month was they almost kind of got on top of the Titans at the end. But, I mean, they had a good solid sort of 5 to 8 minutes to field position and possession to get that win.
Ball.
And they
all of the ball. Couldn't do it.
Crumbling like Pavlova, if you will.
It.
I don't know if you have anything else to say about this game.
Look, I was just going to point out the career season of young fucking Sam Walker continues.
Angus Crichton's having an excellent season as well.
Yep,
best he's played in 5 years for sure.
It's
like
going to be interesting.
Like when you have a DMT and like it stays with you, and like you're having a life changing experience on the DMT, and like but then it stays with you, and then it takes a little while to sort of shake the experience off, and then you come out with the benefits at the end of it, and obviously Crichton had some problems when he came back from the World Cup or whatever it was, after going on an ayahuasca trip or something. And now he's reaping the benefit of the neuroplasticity and the fucking rewired pathways in his brain.
There you go.
Playing better than ever. And he was cognizant enough to realise how the Roosters were trying to fuck him with the Dave Fifita situation. Let's see if he resigns now they got all that money.
Oh, God. Nick, 300 games for one club is a pretty good achievement by a front rower. Well done, Letters. He would have done it in 2021, except for the suspensions. Yeah, big game. I'm not unhappy with the tail end of his career.
I'm not unhappy with any of his career, really. He's from all reports, he is a super great guy as well off the field.
Yep.
I mean, he's a hard cunt on the field, and sometimes that's send him a bit closer or over the line, and the suspensions. But I mean, like, he will be remembered. I mean, he won't be remembered like a Luke O'Donnell or a Adrian Morley.
I was going to
character,
say he's not a Morley.
So I think that he will be well remembered. For his contribution to the game, and I think it's great.
And I think to his credit, has now put himself in his career around his club, where he can be a mentor to young forwards coming through.
Yeah.
So I do hope he sticks around for a little bit after that. All right, next game.
Okay, where are we? The Titans 20 defeat the Cowboys 18 at Hope Solo Coliseum. And the Titans again. Well, the Cowboys got a little bit close at the end, but
it ended up way closer than it really deserved to be. That a lot of that was to do with the fact that the Titans were dropping like flies.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the Titans have improved to a level where players like Kieran Foran and Brimson can influence the result.
Yeah.
there's been a part of the Titans in recent seasons where their best players can have big moments in a game, but ultimately it means fuck all because they're not good enough to be close enough. But at the moment, and sadly, they're both now injured, but the way that they were playing, it gave Foran in particular a platform to utilise his experience and, veteran savvy to, his kicking game, his defence, and his will to win. A couple of those try-saving tackles that he made in that game were fucking outstanding. It was a Kieran Foran of old, and just keeping them in games where a player like Brimson with his speed and footwork and football brain can, put his skill and ability on display and get a result for their team. It's, horrible luck after a result like that to have them both out, Brimson out for Foran's apparently week to week, but Brimson's out for a long while, like a good couple of months. So
that's it.
And they'll just, I just feel like the Titans are probably one team, despite their position on the ladder, the way they've been playing is definitely on an upward curve.
Yeah, until now, when they lost some of their
sadly
important pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Correct.
Right, and Raiders had to bye this week, and we move on. And we got to bust through these quickly. Oh, super! I just want to hear who's going to win and why very quickly. You got one line. Dragons with the bye this week. First game we have is the Magic round, the pub slot game. Raiders versus the Bulldogs. I'm
going to go Bulldogs.
Yeah, I'm going the Dogs here.
I know Bulldogs as well. Basically on defence.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Raiders shaky.
One thing is clicking for the Doggies is their defence, and I think that's probably enough to get past the Raiders at this stage. I'm not sure what they would have fixed with their bye.
Yeah.
Who's the favourite for that one, Glennie? I'm just
have the Bulldogs by a fair margin.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Wow, it's crazy. I'm just looking at the tipping, and 55% of people, while the Bulldogs are the favourites by a fair margin, the tipping is 55-45 to the Raiders.
There you go. Gregor.Clegane.gif.
Yep. Okay. The Mighty Manly Seabs Eagles take on the Brisbane Broncos for the last time as a home game for us, at least for the near future. We have two new wingers. We have TWiL going back to fullback to resume the position where he absolutely fucking killed it in the last half of the season last year. I'll tell you, if he kills it again, I'd be happy to have him in the fullback and put Tom in like the centre or something where he's in a less laterally damaging, you know what I mean? Like a front on defending, that you can still utilise all of the fucking line breaking ability and give him a roving commission like they did in Origin that year when he killed it. I'd be very happy with that. Carl Lawton, I don't want to see a fucking minute of again. Send him up to North Queensland for the love of fucking God at 9. Gordy's there in 14 though. And let's hope he just gets a lot of fucking game time. And some players have been moved around and dropped and everything based on their performance last week, which is great. And obviously we welcome Homoli back.
Broncos short priced favourites. No turbo, no chance.
Yeah,
and will be a nice return for your coach to the stadium and dressing sheds where he once thought that he would be able to track down who sent different messages across the internet, like they left a trail of breadcrumbs.
Yes, as he inflicts a heavy defeat on the team who probably have that person who was abusing his daughter. Yeah, easy win for Manly. Hashtag fuck the Broncos. Who are they without? I thought I saw some injury news there for them as well. Tyson Smoothie has to go into 9 because Billy Walters, Glennie's mate, is out.
So that makes the team better.
Definitely, by a fair margin.
Yeah, and I'll jockey him and he comes back with a pec injury. So yeah, easy win for Manly. You heard it here first. Titans take on the Knights Saturday afternoon. Titans, though, with the, dare I say, experienced, exceptional halves pairing of Chris Randall and Sam Verrills. That's right. I think for the first time I can remember,
Wow.
the halves are 2 hookers.
Do you remember a couple of years ago when the joke was that the Titans had 0 hookers? Now they have such a surplus of hookers.
They can run out 3.
They're playing them in their spot. They are the whole
3
spine.
in the starting 13.
Sadly, the guy that's starting at hooker is their worst option at hooker, and they have 2 other hookers in the side.
And when we're talking about like when we're talking about like the a spine of hookers, we're not talking about like a really an obviously good one like Kimmy Granger. Like we're talking about this is like scoliosis of a spine.
Although, if you pause those movies in just the right parts, she doesn't look like she has scoliosis. So,
But
let's go.
That's obviously the flexibility. I think Newcastle will continue just through the sheer weight of like I don't know what the Titans are going to fucking generate out of that halves combination.
Yeah,
I really
nothing.
don't.
Zero. Nothing.
And the fact that they've lost, some like their most influential players in Kieran Foran and AJ Brimson, I just don't know what they're going to be able to generate at all. And Knights, like I don't care. Like it's whatever they've got is going to be enough.
Yep.
The Sharks take on the Sydney Roosters, and the Roosters without Joey Manu, without Sandon Smith. In comes the $950,000 man, Brandon Smith, though. And the Sharkies, who they lost. Braden Hamlin-Ueli, and that's it. And did you see this Braden Trindle stuff? Like, he had... remember he had that party at Toby Rudolph's place, and then afterwards he tested it was like drink driving and, potential
cocaine.
drug driving as well.
Yep.
Because I don't... What was the story? There was something like the test results weren't back yet or hadn't been submitted yet, so therefore he's actually can play this weekend.
There you go.
And like some weird
the wonders of paperwork. How good.
Yeah. Red tape. Giving the Sharkies a leg up to get smashed by the Roosters at Lang Park.
Nice. Yeah, I think the Roosters will win easily.
Yep.
I don't know if it'll be easily because I mean the Sharks, but this is probably a side that the Sharks are playing actually when they've got kind of close to their full strength side on the field.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The Roosters also match up against the Sharks fairly well. Like the Sharks' strengths are their big, fast outside backs, and the Roosters match up against them defensively fairly well. So I think it negates a lot of the strike power of the Sharks.
Yep. The Rabbits take on the Cowboys. Saturday evening, last game.
Sure, they've got to win eventually.
And the Cowboys are one of these teams where you don't know which jersey they're going to pull on one week to the next. Are they the team from the first half against the Titans, or are they the second half team against the Titans?
Yeah, that's it.
I still think the Rabbitohs are last, and they're last for a reason.
Yeah, I think they're last because their attitude's fucked.
They're fucking shambles, and I think if the Cowboys can put a couple on them in the first 20 minutes, then they'll go ahead and win this quite well.
Yeah, this comes down to have Souths hit rock bottom yet? If they have something that is going to put that cunt back in them, that drive and fire, then on paper they can beat almost any team in the competition. But until then, wait and see.
Yeah, I'd have to say the Cowboys just because the Rabbitohs are just going so horribly.
Yeah. Panthers versus Warriors. Panthers by 100. Hashtag put your chili buns out.
Jerome Luai in 7. And Jack Cole in at the 6.
I want to repeat what I said about the Knights game. It doesn't matter who the Panthers have got. It doesn't fucking matter. I think it's hilarious that the Panthers have lost, certainly one of their top 3 best players.
Yep.
And are so favourite. They are more favourite than the Broncos are when Manly lost their best player.
Yep.
And the Warriors have got what, like RTS is out, I think, but I mean, it's not like he was like a dominant, like the single best player in their side or anything.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, fuck them.
Penrith by 1 million. Let's go.
Yep. The Storms take on the Eels.
Storms.
What is the timetable for the return of? Okay, so not yet. Jerome Hughes is around 12. They're saying.
Yep.
Okay. Right, so okay. In that case, then that's right. I believe he's like maybe for next week, and then but I think they've got the bye coming up as well, so they might do what Cleary did the last time, sort of holding off a bit. Storm by million. Finally, the final game, the West Tigers take on the Dolphins. Glennie, how are you going to do it? How are you going to win it?
Hopefully by scoring more points than our opponent, which is a bit of a challenge for the Tigers at the minute.
That's a strong foundational rugby league tactic.
I think so. Look, I'm a traditionalist. A few changes to the team, but not enough. Brent Naden still in the side. Jaden Sullivan still in the side.
Because Caesar's still suspended, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. But surely there's someone. There is someone else. Look, we were very competitive against the Dolphins when we played, a month ago. Don't know why we're playing them again. I think the Dolphins will be well supported, but Tigers always win at Magic Round, except last year. No, we won last year. We beat Dragons.
That was the first time you won last year, wasn't it? It was the year before.
Yeah. No, we got dusted by the Cowboys the year before.
Yep.
And I think the year before that, we belted Penrith, if I'm not mistaken.
Also, I don't think the Tigers will be well supported. I'm sorry, the Dolphins will be well supported. Remember, it's Magic Round. There's not a bunch of random cunts that bought 3-day passes and are flying up to do cocaine and go to strip clubs with their mates.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
if they make it to this game.
Dolphins are a popular Magic Round team, though.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe that was just because they were new club darlings last season, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, fuck the Dolphins in their blowhole.
Dolphins to win
Correct.
extremely easily.
Correct. Right, we're going to do mailbag, but fuck it. We got time constraints.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Let's end it.
Are you guys going to Magic Round? What the fuck are you doing?
Oh, yeah. So remember when I asked you guys, 5-6 weeks ago, what do you want to do?
The same thing we always do.
Do you not remember that?
No. There was no reply. There was no response. I let you go away and said, just have a think about what you want to do. No response. So then I thought, fuck it. I'm just going to have to fucking just unilaterally just do something. Sold out.
Ah.
So I had to tap. So I had to tap someone literally at the club to get to Friday.
Beautiful.
So enjoy yourselves.
So we will be at Hotel LA.
I guess the same spot. We haven't really made any sort of set in stone plans, but I think we've kind of established that same area a couple of years on the trot now.
Yep.
So if you know, Hotel LA.
Hang on. It's called the Lord fucking Albert now. It's not called Hotel LA anymore.
Oh, okay.
So the one, it's right at the top of Caxton Street.
Yep. On the corner.
As you're walking down towards the stadium, on the right-hand side, right out the back, there's a beer garden. The TWiL crew will be sitting there. We'll get in when we can.
We'll make up stories like Nate just did about asking us what we're going to do for Magic Round.
I'll be in there Friday afternoon, and then after the Manly game, I'll be in there until I'll be getting in there about lunchtime. I'll be there until about 2, and then I've got a Manly function from 2 till 6, and then I'll be going to the footy. And I may not go to that first game, so I may head back there from around 6 o'clock as well.
It is funny.
Otherwise, afterwards,
for a team that was so fucking against the rainbow and everything it stands for, that every time you say stuff like that, it sounds like a bear meetup grinder party.
Well, that's
I'm going to a Manly function.
That sounds like you casting aspersions of being extremely homophobic, which is not
why
in the spirit of this show.
Bears are fucking awesome. If I was going to be gay, I would 100% be a bear.
You're almost hairless now. How could you be?
I'm a bear with alopecia. Okay.
You're barely even an otter.
I'm Jada Pinkett Bear.
And Glennie's just sitting there smiling, knowing that he's a bearish motherfucker that strolled the earth.
It's a lot of years of gone by since you educated me on the on my bearishness.
So Glennie will be there all weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
He'll be there for breakfast, lunch, and tea.
That's it. Cannot wait to see all you legends. Come on in, say good day. have a drink, tell us why we're right, tell us why we're wrong.
Are you going in any other days there, Nathan?
No, I'm going away this weekend. I'm not even in town.
Oh, this motherfucker.
So suck me off. I've done my time. Enjoy yourself, Glennie. Carry the flag.
Man, I got touch on Saturday. I'm busy, motherfucker.
Yeah, okay.
No, I am going to try and make it down. If not Saturday night, then Sunday afternoon. But
Fantastic.
I will just have to see how the weekend pans out.
Lovely.
All right.
Lovely. Who do we leave in our stead? Who's in charge if we're not there? Let's put someone responsible in charge, like fucking Grover.
Yeah, he's the most responsible.
Grover speaks for us.
Grover is a great representative of the show because you can be pretty sure that he'll be the first person there and the last one to leave.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there you go. This week
I'm
in
happy with
Grove.
that. Yep. Yeah, Grover, we haven't actually spoken to you about this whatsoever.
We're speaking
You're
to him
welcome.
now.
You've been deputized.
We're not speaking
Enjoy
with
yourself.
him. We're speaking to him about it.
I think Grove's doing the big weekend, which is like Lady Origin on Thursday night as well.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
So yeah, he's as always not fucking working, just flying around and doing stuff and drinking. That man is living his best life.
He's in waste management.
He's not living my best life, you know, or people who value like the integrity of their livers and other internal organs, best life.
Yeah.
But for him, best life.
Lovely. Lovely. Well, there we go.
All right, that's it. We're out.
Fuck
All
yeah.
right.
Talk to you next week.
Ladder.
See ya.
Oh fuck! And that's one thing I forgot to put on as well. We got potentially the last episode of Noffa Watch. We got to add on to the end of the episode as well, because he's word on the streets is he's getting fired by Salford, Glennie, and Glennie's old mates club, and so it may be the last of Noffa Watch, but we shall see.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Noffa Watch. After skipping training, Noffa decided to see the sights of Salford city centre. The highlights were a canal and a Johnny full of spiders. Noffa decided it's safer to stay in his flat, but quickly got bored and tried to fill his bathtub full of cum. After he quickly gave up on that, Noffa travelled the astral plane and invaded the mind of Charlie Staines, but put in a defensive display for the ages. After accomplishing everything he set out to do in Super League, Noffa is set to leave Salford by mutual consent. When asked if he'd be joining Glenn Blake at Big D's over at Track Spares, Noffa replied, "Digger please." And we could be calling time on Noffa Watch as Noffa's time in England comes to an end. And we'd all like to say here at TWiL Nation and Noffa Watch, Noffa, you added nothing.